Hello. Coming in to do um, a little energy update for the Monday and the 8th. In the 8th year, the 8th day, we have lots of little 8 energy around us right now. And I'm just bringing up on my phone so I can see what I got happening, what's going on. It is the middle of the day. And so I don't always expect a big crowd the middle of the day or a big group watching. Let's see. Hello, Kelly. Okay, I am on Facebook, just trying to check out whether or not trying to check out where I am. See where I am and what I have happening. Hello, Natasha. And so I'm on YouTube. Thank you. And Carlene, you two are on YouTube. Okay. Yes, I guess it's good evening there, isn't it? It's still afternoon here. I'm in between clients. So I'm in between sessions for people today. So I just thought I'd stop in, talk about the energy, talk a little bit about what we got going on, because we do have a lot of energy stuff that is happening. And you may be feeling that this weekend we had a big shift happening in the weather, in the energy. But we also have the resonant sound stuff has been the Earth's energy has been also going crazy. The sun has had major solar flares. Like there's just so many things that are happening in the energy. And then today, see my big scratch down my face? I was taking down my smaller Christmas tree and I decided to put it in the crawl space of the house. And as I was taking it downstairs, it scratched down the side of my face. And I'm like, oh, this is nice. So now I have like a big scratch. But just part of the energy. It's a part of the day. So who else has been riding the wave today of energy? We still got a few more weeks of this. We have the new moon coming up on the 11th. So that's riding into this week as well. So, this new moon is, every moon matters. Every single moon you see kind of matters. It does ride with the tides, rides with our waves, ride with our emotions. And so we do have a lot of that energies happening. I feel myself this morning being like in high speed, but I can't get anything done other than with my clients, but all my personal things that I need to do, all my business things that I need to do, I cannot stay focused. So anything that's for me, I can't stay focused. So you may notice that you may not be able to stay focused. Be okay with yourself, right? It's like life is just happening and life just happens. Hello, Lorraine. And so sometimes maybe we're being told to slow down and take a breath and take a breather and breathe into the energy. Just let it move us. And so I decided to go downstairs. I walked away from my desk because I was being very unproductive sitting up here, getting angry at myself in between my clients. And I decided to clean out behind the oven, found like 20 balls belonging to the cats and dog underneath the dogs and the cat underneath the stove. Did that. That was productive. And while I was away doing that, there was like business action that was happening on my page. So then I decided to come up and try this again because I couldn't connect earlier. So let's try this again. Let's try connecting in this energy once again. So energy wise, where are we? Hey, if you're in Slave Lake or around Slave Lake area this weekend, you can check out a live event that I am a part of, myself and Michelle Gibson of Angelic Realm Healing. Both of us spent a lot of years in Slave Lake. And so we are doing a live 2-hour mediumship event at the Slave Lake Inn and Conference Center. So if you're in the area, anywhere in the area of Slave Lake, there is tickets available on Eventbrite. You can purchase your tickets. They are at the regular price now. But you can purchase your tickets on Eventbrite and come see us. So we are just over halfway sold out. So we do have a few more tickets left available. So come check us out. Come meet us. Come if you had not met us in person. Come meet us. come see us. If you are messaging me just to chat with me, I am so busy right now that I'm running in my last 2 weeks before I go off for surgery. So I don't have any consultation opportunities just to have consults with people. I don't have that available right now on my page because I'm going to be off until March. But check out all the work that's coming up and bringing in. Hello, Lisa. You can come join me if you like, Lisa. You have a link. You could come sit with me for a little bit. I got a little bit of time here. So let me start today with an angel. I really feel the need to start with an angel. We just had this conversation. So I'm going to start with the oracles, the angels of the Atlantis oracle. And so these are Stuart Pearce cards. And so I love these cards. So I'm going to start with an angel card from here for us. We're going to see, Lorraine, what's in the cards today. Rest and listening to your inspiration. I wish I could rest today. You know, I got up at 4. I was up since 4 a.m. because I had to bring Corrie to work and then come home. And so I've been up since 4 a.m. Just like a busy bee roaming around the house. I'm restless today. The energy, I feel restless. So not everyone's going to be in the same energy. I just have to say this. Depending on what your energy is, what your elements are, and where you are in this energy. And so everyone is experiencing everything so differently. Like Lisa's listening and resting. Me, I've been like a cat on hot bricks all day. And I can hear it in my own voice. Other than when I'm working with clients, because then I'm fully channeled in. Then I just can go right into Zen. So we got Archangel Jophiel with us. And Archangel Jophiel is giving us the sense of meditation. And what is the way to calm our minds and to calm our hearts and to calm our body? Meditation. Meditation, meditation, meditation. People always ask me, what can I start to do for myself? How do I stay focused? Meditation, meditation, meditation. And it's not just one meditation. Archangel Jophiel really truly shows us this beautiful topazy, almost ambery light. And this is, our power is in that sense of being able to connect to that inner authority, being able to bring ourselves to that place of being at peace and restful. We make better choices and decisions in life when we are rested, when we are calm, when we're not impulsive. And I shared a message about that on Facebook about impulsive choices and decisions. And I said, the 6th, 7th, we would start to feel that bit of a shift coming in. But meditation and different types of meditation, guided meditations, silent meditations, doing trance meditations, astral traveling, anything that really truly takes you to a place of being able to not escape yourself, right? It's, some of it is about escaping, but it's not a time. This energy is not about escaping. It's not about running from ourselves. It's about spending time with ourselves. And the hardest thing for most people to do is to be able to hang out with themselves, is to be with themselves. The more I get into some of my chaotic energy, the more I dive deeper in and just say, what's really happening today? What is the story? Who is this? What do I have happening? Is this even my energy? Or is this just the energy that's around me? And because I'm recording, I'm feeling it. And so you may have those experiences, but we have Archangel Jophiel with us. And when Archangel Jophiel appears in this beautiful golden ray light, brings us to the reminder of our solar plexus and the power of the will, right? And we have this sense of will. I'm just finding Jophiel in the book as well. Hold on. And so in the sense of the will is that the only thing, the only thing that can set us free is our own choices. So if you're on a hamster wheel and you're running around and not really being able to make changes or make choices or make decisions, the only thing standing in your way is you, right? That's where our fear sits. And if if you can truly sit in silence and let the wisdom come in, you'll learn how to be able to hear what your next step is. You'll be able to just be guided by the wisdom. You'll know what to do. You'll know the words to say. One of the things is tapping as well. Tapping is very good to stay connected. Just feeling you, being connected to you. And so Jophiel is in the Angels of the Atlantis is actually the Holy Liberator. And so, finding stillness and detachment is the words that Pierce uses in this book. Whereas, and so when I speak of being, escaping is you're not escaping you sometimes, is that you're escaping being led and guided, pulled by the hand or by the leash of your thoughts. And when we let our thoughts just go and let them just keep passing by, it is just like sitting on a bench and watching all of these people go past, but not being tempted to judge the people going past. You know how when we people watch? And so when you're people watching, you see people and you may say, well, look what they're wearing. What, they shouldn't be wearing that. But judgment comes. Well, the same thing happens with your thoughts. So if you sit on the bench with the oracle or with the angels and not judge anything that is going by or past, but just stay there and really truly just stay in the present moment and stay listening. And the more that you can stay connected to that kind of energy, the quicker we bounce back, the quicker we step into a comeback, the quicker we get an answer, the easier it is to get back to center, finding our way back into ourselves. All of that. And so we do have a lot of angel energy that's coming in. A lot of angel energy coming in with today being an 8, the year being an 8. Turn that, it's like that 8 is also the infinity sign. And so that sense of infinity and the angelic realm being a part of that infinite energy. And it's not really so defined, so locked in. There's just so many ways for us to be able to be connected. The same with our power center and being able to open up our power center, being able to be in our own power, in that sense of self. We have inner authority, we have spiritual authority, and to let ourselves be guided by spirit, let ourselves be guided by the divine, let ourselves be guided by the angels. Let them take us to places within ourselves and journey us through. So these moments of when the energy is like this is beautiful opportunities. I always say this is not a problem for me today. This is opportunity. So because I was trying so hard thinking that I needed to get work done because I got work to do. It's like, I need to get this work done. And the more that I cause that chaos in myself, kind of being angry at myself that I couldn't get this other work done, then I went downstairs. And as I was downstairs, I just heard, you are working. You're of service today. You're with clients today. You're with people today. You have done already this many hours in the run of a day, and you've been up since 4 o'clock, right? You've already meditated. You've already journaled. You've already done this writing. You've been with clients, but now you're trying to squeeze more in. And the more you're trying to squeeze more in, because there's that desperation coming in that I have to go off of work in a few weeks, I noticed that the panic of I was getting ahead of myself. Right. And so we can get so ahead of ourselves without even realizing we're getting ahead of ourselves because we think we're trying to do something in the moment. But what we're trying to do in the moment is things that we're fearful that we're not going to get done, and to bring ourselves back and let ourselves be truly able to give ourselves permission to be easier on ourselves. This is a year, and why the angels are here is a sense of softness. There's to be a sense of softness in how we treat ourselves this year. And that's in the energy as well right now. So we have this like really, truly be kinder to yourself. Thank you, Lisa. Lisa just shared the guided meditations from the website. So on the website, you can go to corriethorne.com and there's a bunch of meditations in there and you can use those guided meditations. Now, somebody often jokes to me about how they can never get through the sleep meditation. So I have a sleep meditation and people say, well, I can never get to the end of it. And I'm like, that's the whole point. While you're sleeping, you're still listening. Just go to sleep, right? Don't try to stay up and listen to the meditation. The whole point is the quicker you go out, the more easier it is for the divine, for the guides to access you because your ego is out of the way. You need to get out of the way. And so the sleep meditation is truly about getting out of the way. Stop trying to stay up till the end. People stop doing it because they think they can't be there for the end of it. And I'm like, you're still there. You are there. The meditation is still going to keep playing. That is the best compliment in the world, that you cannot stay awake during my sleep meditation. So keep doing it, stay with it, keep putting it on at night. And yeah, it is one of those meditations that that can truly just really help do the healing within that needs to be done. Let the guides work for you instead of you trying to go to work for the guides, right? Let the guides work through you. Carrie. So glad you were here to hear this message today. So let's move on to another card. So we're going to go to the everyday goddesses. Sherry Villeneuve said that she sleeps through this meditation that I have, my sleep meditation, every time. And that's a good thing, right? If you can sleep through my sleep meditation, then yay, that's exactly what we want you to do. There is another meditation in there as well that I love. And it's one that people often don't do as often. And I'm not sure. It's definitely on YouTube. I don't know if it's directed, all my YouTube stuff is on the website as well. But it's a Mary Magdalene. It's a Mary Magdalene meditation. And it is, they're all created to be used at any time. Even if I use them for a moon meditation, whatever it is, when you find them, they're meant for you. And so the Mary Magdalene meditation I love that meditation. There's just something so magical in that one. There's a spine on you. That's okay. All right, let's go to the everyday goddesses and let's see what the energy is. Everybody is watching us, even our guides. Love in the Dark, Shyama. I pulled this card the last time I was in here. So, and so the last time I was in here, we were talking about the shadow and the shadow work and the illusions. And, these are not real trees, right? It's just like we're not really ourselves. And so when you can break up with yourself and you start to find I'm closer to myself, but you realize how much has been created. It's the personas, the masks that we wear. And so there's just so many aspects and parts of ourselves that is, illusions of our truths. And so the veils of illusions are falling. We're finding we're finding new truths. And the more that you can let yourself, instead of being so judgmental of yourself and asking, what's wrong with me? Why do I act this way? Why do I have this happening? Instead of doing it in a judgmental way, do it in a curious way. Be curious. Why is this my habit? Why do I continually let myself get caught up in this? Why do I believe this? Why do I respond this way? Why do I react this way? And that is a more loving and more compassionate way. And then wait for the answer. Don't try to make the answer happen. Don't let your head create it. Let your soul speak to you. And when you let your soul speak to you, it'll speak a whole new truth. And a whole new truth will be spoken. And so her hands are behind her back, but her hands are not tied, right? It's that we all have a free will choice. Do we create a life of fear and misery, or do we find the sense of joy within ourselves, a sense of satisfaction? What's in my control? What's in my control? What can I change? What do I let ruin my day? What do I let add more tension, stress, and worry to my day? Can I change it? Can I control it? If you can change it and you can control it, then make choices to change it and control it. If you can't, why do we put so much emphasis in constantly being caught in that worry? The entrapment stories, right? Victimization, to re-victimize ourselves, self-sabotage, those type of things. And so, she knows her truth. So she's the realest version of herself. Doesn't mean that she doesn't meet judgment. It means that, judgment will come, life will happen, she's not going to exist she's not going to miss out on, having to go through struggles, but she's also very aware of who she needs to be no matter what situation shows up. And so sometimes we have to recognize when we start to know that version of ourselves, we know who we are. We can access the tools that we have within ourselves to do the work that we need to do when the times arrive. And that's a big part of the shadow work and working through the shadow energy. As someone who works in transformation and spiritual coaching and empowerment, is that, I always listen to people talk, and I always hear them talk about, everyone runs a story. And I say, do you ever stop and hear yourself speak? Right? Like, do you hear what you're actually saying, or have you been repeating this story for so long? So one thing that we do is we map and we track, right? We gotta start mapping and tracking, and we trace back how, where you learned that from, like certain things. Where did you learn that? Where did you learn that truth? Where did you learn that was the only way to do things? Where did you learn that belief? Do you really believe it to be true? Is it your belief? Is it your thoughts? Is this really your thoughts? Or are you really, because you've been so, so programmed by the world, by society, that you just become a part of it? You ever notice that in certain jobs and certain work environments, like women, if women work together, they all tend to have, like, they all get in the same cycle, right? And so they all tend to get into the same cycle, become like that little pattern that we all have happen. Well, the same things happens with your thoughts and with the language and with the conversations that you have. And the longer you sit in an environment, you become that environment, right? So you become that environment. You become what you place yourself in. You can get up and move yourself. And so this is what it means to move out of our own way, right? Is that if we move ourselves from whatever we're existing in, our biggest worries, our biggest fears, and move out of it and look in another direction, we may see something new. We will always find the whys and the reasons to that truth. If we want that one outcome so bad, we'll find all of the evidence to that outcome. We always will. It's like if someone says, oh, my day, every time I go to do this, this always happens. This is always my luck, right? If you say, this is always my luck. If you order shelving, if you order something that got to be put together before it arrives, if you say, well, just watch and see, there's going to be a piece missing. That always happens to me. There's always a piece missing. So when it comes, there's a piece missing. And then you get all worked up and all mad. But what are you all mad about? You already knew it was going to happen. You already predicted it. But what happens if it doesn't? What if there's no piece missing? Then what's going to fuel your madness? What are you going to be angry about then? What are you going to be upset about? You'll find something. It will not go together right. The instructions are no good. Anything. There will be something to feed that sense of, and probably the only thing is wrong is that you just don't like putting together shelves. Right? And so if we stop doing those, if we make the change and the shift and just say, you know what, I know this is all going to work out for me today. I know this is going to be a better day. Or I'm going to hire someone to do that stuff for me because I'm not good at it. I don't want to do that. That doesn't work. So I'm going to pay somebody $15, like a kid next door, to pay them $15, say, hey, come put that together for me. I'll give you $15 and you go do something that you like. And when you come back together, you got the shelf that you need, right? It's all within us, right? It's all happening. And so we create the storms, we become the storms, but we can become the sunshine, we can become the peace, we can become all of those things that we want to see. Right? All right. Next card. Last card. Mm-hmm. Let's see. The cards don't want to stop. Feed the light. So we get feed the light, we get Rose. And so this is Rose and this is feed the light. So if we feed into seeking new truths, if we become curious, if we seek the bloom, if we seek if we seek to find happiness and joy, right? And that's when I wrote More Than Existing. I said, this is what I'm seeking. And I don't care, no matter the cost, I'm finding joy and happiness. That was what I wrote in this book. I'm finding joy and happiness no matter the cost. And so I've been seeking joy and happiness, and seeking joy and happiness has come at a cost. Has come at a cost. It comes at a cost, right? It's got to cost you your old life. It's going to cost you your old life. It's going to cost you your old beliefs. It's going to cost you the burdens you carry, the things that weigh you down. It's a lot of things that have to be eradicated, or things that have been cleared, resolved, and released within your own truth, within your story, within your energy, to be able to get to that new truth, to be able to get to that place. And so I'm tracking and mapping joy and happiness. And has it all arrived at once? No. But joy is something that we accumulate. It's never a bloom. A bloom doesn't last forever. A bloom is temporary, right? The seed that we plant, it's the tree that grows. It's in the cycles. And then it just matures to the point of where the blooms come. But if you spend your life only waiting for the bloom, you miss the whole journey. And you miss the joy. Your ordinary moments are your most extraordinary moments. And you'll find out the most magical things about yourself in those ordinary moments. So when you start mapping and tracking your life back, you get to see that you had those moments, you had those times, but you may have backed away from them. You may have denied yourself those. You may have taken away from your own sunshine moments. You may have been, I'm going to refer to relationships. You may have been like happy, living your best life, maybe not in a relationship, but something inside of you kept saying, oh, I need to have a relationship. I need to have a relationship. So you seek a relationship, you find a relationship, but you don't specify that you want a relationship that provides the same happiness and joy that you have, but with somebody else. So then you get a relationship that doesn't really have the same. They're not seeking joy and happiness. They may be seeking control. They may be always looking at the worst side of life. And then you're trying to make that relationship fit in your life. And the more you try to make it, the more you try to, make that person happy, or make a relationship work, or make a relationship happy, the more miserable you're getting, because you're backtracking. You're falling away from the path and the direction you're going because you wanted something so bad that you just accepted something to have it in your life. And sometimes we just accept things, or we just do things just to have it in our lives. But what is it costing us? Right? And then you wonder why I'm not happy, why I don't have joy in my life. Where did all that go? Where did I lose myself? You didn't get lost. You negotiated the best parts of yourself off to have a relationship. Right? So sometimes just to have this, we'll sacrifice that. And what are we willing to sacrifice to have this one thing? When we specify what we're seeking and searching, we don't settle, right? And so there is not a sense of because you're not settling, because there's that pot of gold waiting. There's something waiting for me, and I don't have to settle. So you pay attention, and you pay attention to the flags. So now do that with yourself. If that's an outside relationship, now you got to make that the same relationship that you have with yourself. So every time that with the relationship between you and that essence of your soul, every time you have that sense of going into a relationship with your own misery, with your own complaining, with your own judgment, with your own, shaming yourself, belittling yourself, you are getting farther away from home and farther away from self. And so what's it costing us to be in relationships, to be in relationship to the shadow? What's it costing to be in relationship with our own inner enemy, with the defiance, with the rebel, with the bad child syndrome? What is it costing us when we can be in relationship to our divine, to this loving of this self? And that's a big part of what we have happening for this year's energy. And watching it, because sometimes we get so caught up in, I just want this and I just want that, but what's just having that costing you? It's another temporary satisfaction. Do we want temporary satisfaction, or do we want something for the long haul? Do we want something that is more, has longevity to it? And is it really truly giving me moments of joy? Nothing is always joy, right? Nothing is always that energy. We have life's energy. We ride the waves. And so when we start to really look at it, I was trying to find something to read that I want to read in the book, but I can't find it. Oh, yeah. So this was in chapter 1, and I've read this before, and I'm going to read it again, of More Than Existing. And it literally says, I am done. I am discovering happiness and joy no matter the cost. I am the essence of my existence and the cause of my continued issues. I am responsible and accountable for my life as I know it to be today. And anything happening within me, I am now allowing. I am making a choice to ignore and neglect the truths I don't want to face. What happens if I am to face a truth that I then have to live with? I guess we'll have to see. Will I be brave enough to stand tall in the light and be seen as my raw, real, and vulnerable true self? As I show myself mercy and step out of the protective armor worn for so many years, will I truly be able to walk out and be free? Free from my own bondage and the illusions of my truth, the stories, and lies that held me captive for so long. As I think of myself and those I show mercy and compassion to, along with their mistreatment of me and those around me, I feel a truth that every one of these individuals are the reflection of myself I had been making excuses for. If I made excuses for them, I was making excuses for me. Wow, what a lie I had been living in, to have never realized that the lenses I was looking through this whole time were a reflection of me in my life. So when we look at the thing of saying, this person does this to me, this person does that to me, this person makes me feel this way, I can't be in this person's company because they trigger this in me. We're triggering that within ourselves. No one activates your emotions. You activate your emotions. No one forces you to be sad. No one forces you to be miserable, right? Sadness, grief, hurt, those things are real, right? But the misery, the self-punishment, the self-loathing, those are things that we do, right? And when we look in, we say, this person was so mean to me, so rude to me, but how mean are you to yourself? How unkind can we be to ourselves, right? And this was the beginning of, and this is what this whole year is about. It's about responsibility. We are responsible for stepping into that truth, stepping into that new truth, finding that new truth. We are here to more than just exist, right? We're here to feel alive, to come to life. And if we choose to continue to live in the shadows of the fear stories and entrapment stories, and then how do we get to live? I'd rather watch the trees go through their cycles and see the leaf grows and watch the blooms come. And that is where the realist of truth exists. And so the realist of truth exists in being able to watch and experience your own growth, your own development, your own behavioral patterns, your own revelations, your aha moments that you're having, and letting the wisdom through those experiences guide you through. I know on a daily basis what teaches me and how I'm being taught by the energy that's happening, by what I have happening myself, or by the experience of like, why can't I just sit here and do this work today? I need to do this. This needs to get done. And then it was just like this mature, grown up version of myself said, are you 5? Like, do you have somebody that's watching over you? That's an old mindset. This will get done, but does it need to be done today? You have other things that are happening. You are working. You have other work that is happening. And maybe you just need a break. Maybe you just need to step away. And when we start to, give ourselves the freedom, when we free ourselves, when we liberate ourselves, as we have Archangel Jophiel just come in and be that holy liberator, is the sense of we have the freedom, we have in our free will choice within our solar plexus to free ourselves of the stories, of being, putting so much pressure on ourselves and so much weight on our shoulders and being so hard on ourselves. We are the ones who can free ourselves, and no one else can free us from our own misery of choice, from our own fear story, from our shame story, from our guilt story, but ourselves, because no one else can activate that emotional response within us but ourselves. That's what I got for you today. That's what I have. I do have to go to work now, get back to some of my lovely clients. There is a few spaces left. There is not very many in my schedule. And I will be off work as of January the 18th. I'll be done. So, so you have a few more days of being able to get some appointments. There's a couple appointment spots left. I know there's only a few left. I was just in there, and if 2 more people booked right before I came in. So if you want one-on-one appointments, I do suggest you get them booked. If you're in the Slave Lake area, Slave Lake, Alberta, I will be there live this Saturday at the Slave Lake Inn and Conference Center, 7 till 9. No children are allowed. It is for 18 and over. Tickets are available on Eventbrite, and you can purchase them directly there. All the link is on Facebook. So in the event page, it is there. You can get your tickets to see us. There's lots of videos. Lisa posted all the stuff on the website. Lisa has done some, so Lisa Richard that you see down on the bottom screen right now, she is the creator of the website and my business partner, and more than existing, and everything that we do. My website is so easy to use. It's so many things in there. Go check it out. You can spend like a good hour just shifting yourself through. There's blogs, there's videos, there's so many things. There is the free class in the Soul Revival. So there's a free class in the Soul Revival that's available right now. That was out for this weekend. That's available. That's on the website. Go check it out. So many things. So make you a priority. I send you much love. Have a beautiful day, and I will be chatting with you soon. Much love. Bye-bye.